Hi all, my name is Fahim and this is my week 8 progress video. So this week was the second week of React and we have two big tasks to do, that is to create a clone of Netflix and also OLX websites. Um, it was interesting to do both of those because first of all we didn't get much hands-on experience in the last week. We were just told to create a to-do app which is not that complicated, but this week we actually get to practice what all we had studied last week, and everything comes together when you actually do create something. And the two tasks were, as I said, Netflix and OLX. And Netflix, it was very fun to make because I enjoyed making the Netflix website because we have first of all, the website looks nice, right? They have a good feel to their website, and it was pretty fun to make. And when I was making that, I understood the beauty of React and how nice it is that you can just write the code for a thing just once, and then you can reuse it as much as you want. So it's like we just write a function for a component. For example, the movie card that comes up, for even though there are like 100 movie cards on our website, we just need to write the code for that just once, and we can just reuse that however times we need. So that's when I understood how nice it is that things like React framework, libraries like React exist. So yeah, I also, to make the Netflix website, I mainly use obviously I use React, and for the data I use TMDB. It's an API, and they have all of the data of the recent movies, and they have the posters and the names and the details, and also the link to the trailers of these all of the latest movies, and also the older movies. So first I had to figure out how to actually use the API. That was the first learning process that I had to do, because if I don't have the data, then I can't actually do anything on my website. So I had to learn how to fetch data from an API, and I had to configure, because there are a lot of endpoints to the API. For example, there is a lot of endpoints for the TV shows, and then there's another endpoint for the trending TV shows, and the same, there's one for movies, and then there's one for trending movies and the popular movies, popular TV shows. So there's a lot of endpoints that you have to connect to get the data. And I had to implement a few things, like I had to learn React Query, which is a React library that helps manage your fetch requests and optimize it automatically for you. So instead of fetching from the API every single second that your page reloads, you can set something called a stale time. That is how long it takes for certain data to go stale. That means that the time that it takes for the data to be considered as um, outdated. So if it is outdated, you start to fetch it again. So you can say like the stale time is 1 hour, so that the data won't be refetched again in the same hour, right? So that makes it much more nicer. And also there's a limit to how much you can use the TMDB API. So if you're just making like 100 requests every second, then that's going to create an issue. So there is an incentive to actually study how to use React Query. And I also had to learn how to use React Router to manage different routes. So there was a lot of learning in just making this, and I took a lot of time for that. Now I also have to make the OLX website. Now this is also different because in the last one we were mainly focusing on fetching from an API and rendering things according to the data of the API. But now in the OLX side of things, you have to do something completely different. That is, the users have to be able to upload images about the product. They have to be able to sell products. So for that, they have to be able to enter the details of the product, the price, and also the most hardest thing is they should be able to upload images, and all of that should work. So I was planning to go with Firebase to upload my images, but I found out that Firebase actually made their image hosting service paid. That was what the seniors or my seniors were actually using Firebase. Mostly were using Firebase to host their images and things like that. But now they have made it paid, so I couldn't actually use that. So I had to learn something called Superbase, which is also used in the industry as an alternative to Firebase. So I had to learn that to manage that side of things. So, and also I started using Tailwind to style all of my websites. It wasn't really a big learning curve. I thought it would be hard, but actually it was fine because if you know CSS, then you can easily do Tailwind. There's just a few configuration things that you have to do in the beginning, that is like npm install Tailwind, and then a few small things that you have to do. But if you just follow the Tailwind documentation, then that should be pretty easy too. So yeah, that's all from me for this week. Thank you.